The pepper. All right, so earlier I was talking and I had got cut off. Like I said, downtown, and that was the perfect live to show you guys from the beginning to the end just exactly how this organized group stalking and the networks work. Okay, as I'm out here now, I'm doing other things out of my routine. It's pissing these people off. Is you they can't get a everyday like monitor on me where I'm doing the same thing every day. And because I'm not doing the same thing every day, it is causing them to have to find different ways to keep me under the reins, to catch me or to, monitor me. So what I'm noticing is, I'm doing something different today. I'm going on different areas today. And this is how I feel like these people are monitored. Like the things that I'm doing, they're collaborating with each other, letting people know what I'm doing, where I'm at, all of these things. And I could tell because when I'm riding on different sides of town, it's Africans and shit and Hispanics, of course, and all of this and that. But now the Africans, like it's people getting real mad and shit. I'm riding down a street where basically is not even that crowded. It's literally like 10 something in the morning, not that much traffic outside. And it's kind of like a highway or whatever, going down the highway. And, it's two cars in front of me, but they way up. So I put on my blinker to get in the right hand lane. And then I see the car in front of me, which is already in front, like, and you're trying to get over in front of me. So they put on their blinker to get in the right hand lane and stay in front of me. And I sped up to move past that person. Then this motherfucker, it's an African woman. This bitch comes up on the right hand side of me, talking this, that, or the other. And I'm like, ugh, because the bitch, I'm looking through her tinted windows and I can see the demons just in her face morphing. So I'm like, you know what? I want to see what she's saying. So I roll my window down and she like, what makes you think you something and I'm going to get my God is gonna, and I'm like, bitch, like at the end of the day, I ain't got time for that. You try to tell me what your God going to do to me over here in America. First of all, this lets me know it's an indicator that these demons have been really, really, really getting off on doing this shit. And it frustrates them when they don't have the control. But for you to sit up there and announce to me that your God is going to do something to me over here in America, do you know who the fuck you even talking to, first of all? You must think that I dibble and dabble in magic or some shit. See, the thing that she just did was cursed herself because I'm behind you, like 5 cars back, distance in between us. And all I'm doing is putting on my right hand blinker, getting in the right hand lane, and it's pissed you off, which lets me know that this stems from the white supremacy of the NWO. This is what they want to happen collectively around the world. But these are their little their little tethers, their NPCs that the white people use. They called all the nations over here, hey, we need your help, because the Black Americans in specific people of the Most High is under attack. But because many of you guys are still under a deep hypnosis, you don't see that shit. So you got these people coming over here and they kumbayaing with people that typically could use their discernment to make power moves against them, but they kumbayaing with them, or they are, trying to befriend these people or whatever, so that when the shit hit the fan, they'll have control over the population. Control over a certain population of people. Now they won't think that you are trying to harm them, which is why you see so many foreigners in certain neighborhoods, because they are there to set the template for what's to come. So I'm driving down a freaking highway that literally has 3 lanes. I could go in either one of them, but you guys are in front of me, so I'm gonna go in the middle lane. And because you don't like the fact that I went past you, you're telling me you're gonna get your God to do something to me. I know that karma probably hit right directly right. It probably boomerang right back around to her. So it's just so funny to see these demons flex their powers, and it's so funny that I'm like, let me share a little energy with her. Let me see what she got to say, because I want to know, how can you be this angry and aggressive, bitch, when you're the one that is picking a bone with me? Because I'm going, like, we're not a mechanism. We're not connected. What I eat, this is my favorite line this year, don't make you shit. So if I make a right, it has nothing to do with your African ass. Just like your African ass is over here, even though that definitely has something to do with me. It definitely does. But the fact that I don't give a fuck until you're in my way, but you made yourself my problem, and you want to be mad at me because you made yourself my problem, and I'm supposed to have a problem with that. No, baby. All I do is, I take up what you just said to me. I'm not going to tell you what I did, but that shit is just going back to her. And actually, I wanted to have more of a conversation. I rode up next to her, try to find out, like, but she kept that window roll up, tinted windows up. But I just want you to understand, collective, in the United States of America, that regardless if these people smile in your face every day, if they feed your children, if they babysit your children, if they play with your children, if they braid your hair, if they do your nail, if they give you massage, if they give you tarot readings, all of these things, you are willingly giving them your energy. You're willingly giving them information to use over you, because they understand the agenda is to replace you. They want to replace you. Now, if I was here to replace someone that I knew could really do something about it, I'm gonna play stupid, dumb. I'm gonna be nice. I'm gonna be friends. I'm gonna learn your culture. But at the same time, if I know you're stupid, I'm gonna always give you my ass to kiss. I'm gonna take your vernacular and I'm gonna act like you, and I'm gonna do these things because I know you're not gonna do shit. Because I know all y'all gonna do is talk about it. Because I know that y'all are not united, and all of my people are here, and we're more united than you are in your own shit. So you know what? Yeah, we're gonna pump our little chest up a lot around here. And that's what's happening. So before you know it, right, with the psychosis that you're heavily under, the psychosis that I promise you, many of you Americans are under psychosis and don't understand that they are using heavy witchcraft, voodoo, whatever the fuck they got. That's why they don't want you connected to the Most High. That's why everything that they do is taking you away from your connection to the Most High. Okay? Even when I told y'all about the fasting, they got y'all celebrating Passover in April. Meanwhile, Yahweh told us to celebrate that in January. And then all of these things to come, these demonic things that they like to do, these children's sacrificial rituals, the Moloch, and all of this, to keep these things going all year, all the time, won't be as strong and potent. They won't be able to use the media and the weather to manipulate our perception of the things that's happening around us. But because that's happening, they could come in a family like mine, take my son, kill him, and say, oh, he OD'd. And I won't have anyone with substance in their mind to be like, oh no, I'm standing with you. I know something not right. Everybody is on the fence. Everybody is, it can either be manipulated with money, or because they already got hate in their heart, or so if you already jealous and don't really like a person anyway, yeah, like to help sabotage them without them knowing you're doing it, that would be a great plan. You know what I'm saying? And when demons, they begin to multiply and they can start legions, you can't look past the person that might be under demonic influence. You can't look past that person. You can't look past the pastor. You can't look past the teacher, the nurses. We've seen nurses breaking babies, infants' bones. We've seen them breaking infants' bones, okay? People are evil as fuck. So when they show you a small glimpse of what they can do or what they do, you better fucking believe it. You better believe it. Thank you guys for being here. My um I didn't look at my comments because I know I have these harassers coming in and I don't want to be thrown off. Hello, happy Wednesday, guys. I appreciate you for being here. But yeah, you better fucking believe it. So on every level right now, I'm sensing the takeover and my freedoms and the way these demons gel together to work. I could not believe that this woman was bold enough to sit there and tell me her God was gonna do something to me at this motherfucking light. I couldn't believe that shit, which is the reason why I recorded this bitch. I put it on social media. She's going on everywhere. She's going everywhere because I'm pretty sure, this is Baltimore. She's telling me these things, you doing all this. Somebody going to see her again. Somebody probably know who that is. It's probably somebody's cousin or something. You know what I'm saying? But this bitch over here in Baltimore talk about she going to get her God on me. The fuck? Bitch, you got the right one because, see, whatever happens to you beyond this point is going to be something that is going to be a direct miracle from the Most High Yahweh himself. And I call it Yahshua because I'm like, this bitch, Yahshua, I know how Yahshua used to be. I know how, you see, Yahshua and Yahweh, black gods, I know how they get down. So you want to call your demonic God over here to Baltimore and tell me your God gonna do something to me? That's insulting to me. That's fucking insulting, bitch. When I can look in your mirrors and see demons all in your face, and then you double down and tell me you're God, that let me know you using a demon and you gonna try to come at me with that shit, bitch. Oh, you got the right one. I hope when your fucking ass get the chicken pox, Micken pox, Africa pox, whatever the fuck Yahweh choose to do with your ass, and Yahshua gonna be there too. They probably gonna jump your ass for real. I hope that shit is big enough to take to the village so that the next time you try to bring your African God to Baltimore, he go fuck around and find out, okay? Keep that shit over there in Africa. Where the fuck you think you coming from with that? You got the right one. And you know what? To even further how I felt, I told that bitch I would have banged her in her face. Because at the end of the day, if your God was that much of a God, he would have stopped me from threatening your ass. Because now I want to fuck you up. And you rolling your windows up after you told me you going to get your God on me, bitch. You know what? My God lays hands. And I'm just sick of people fucking with me. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, these people are so invested in my life, but at the end of the day, this is exactly why I keep coming back. I keep showing up. I keep having facts, and I keep making that shit make sense, because the more and more I'm seeing just how grandiose these people's movements and actions are, I'm seeing the network, the matrix within the matrix. I'm seeing exactly what they've built. I'm seeing exactly why we always need diversity and why we always need people from other countries and shit in America. Because at the end of the day, if everybody was the same, it would be harder to get people to do some of this dumbass shit that's being done. It would be hard to make the snake eat the tail, because we all are the same part. We not gonna all agree to sabotage our own country. So of course, make it a melting pot. Give people opportunities. Make this person think this and that person think this and this person think that. So at the end of the day, they always gonna sink the boat. They don't give a fuck. They only here to benefit and take that shit back to their country, where a lot of the times the money can triple, it can double. You know what I'm saying? It's not the same monetary value. So they get over here, fuck us over, and go the fuck back home. Now, the legions happen when they understand that you have infiltrators in America, people that will go against his own citizens, that will go against key people in the plan. Then they will make sure that those people are Vital. They will be key people in the plans that happen over here. This is why treason exists. I don't know if the same people made treason, made these rules, because at the end of the motherfucking day, a lot of people need to be taken the fuck out for backstabbing this country and the people in it. And I'm a citizen of the United States. I'm an American. I'm a motherfucking black nigga American over here. And everybody been impeding on my freedom from my own personal space to my own living space, to my own personal rights, my financial freedom, all of the freedoms, because I've always had rats and moles around me, people that was infiltrated, that was taking my information back, that's only there to monitor me and take it back to somebody else. Rats, moles, people I couldn't trust. And this is why my discernment told me, you know what? Stay away from certain people. Stay away from certain people. And when I did stay away from certain people in the family, they always wanted to tether and attach. This is called a spy, a monitor. This is called a double agent. Okay? Now I'm just gonna expose all this shit, okay? And the reasons why this will tie into something bigger. Now, I've said this before, and I'm just going to tie it into what I'm saying now. So, I don't know what secret society, coven, masons, witches my family is involved in, but I know that I just was born, okay? I was just born. When I was born, I used to have a lot of fucking vivid dreams about snakes. A snake, this big thick snake was like one of my dreams. I used to dream about my grandma a lot. Just a lot of shit. Like, I still remember certain dreams, right? And then I used to get visited. So when I'm in bed, shit going on around my house, I thought it was like the Ninja Turtles and Master Strutter. That's what it looked like when I woke up around my bed. And it's like 5 thick ass big figures standing around my bed, all black figures standing around. And I'm not sure if they was protecting me because of the house that I was living in. It was a lot of sexual abuse, a lot of physical abuse, a lot of that shit. So I don't know, but it scared me, because when I woke up that night and I remember them around my bed, I screamed. Ah! And also praying mantises used to watch me scream. But whatever was going on in the house, it scared the other adults in there. So I don't know. It could have been something happening to me, and these protectors always been around me. When I turned 14, mind you, I'm a child, right? I'm growing up. I was 13 before I was 14. Before I was 13, I was 12. Before I was 12, I was 11. Before I was 11, I was 10. I never was, like, I didn't do anything for myself besides maybe go to school. And when I went to school, I was like a star at the school. Like, the school knew I was talented. Every concert, every dramatic reading contest, I was winning contests, and I was doing shows and all of this shit at my school. Like, they knew I was a star in middle school. And one time, I remember I came to school, and this girl's cousin, this girl named Sharice Jackson, me and her used to always be like singing, doing the performances at the school and shit. And her cousin named Morgan was in my class, and he had a crush on me. And I just remember one day when I came to school, Morgan was crying and shit because he said that they said on the announcements that I died. And he was crying on the announcements. So if I was ever cloned or switched out or anything, that would have been the time. Because I remember coming to school, and they was like, and Morgan was saying they said that I died on the announcements. And I'm like, what? Here I am. I don't know what that was all about, but he was really hysterical. And then, okay, move forward past that. I get out of middle school. I'm 14. Well, I wasn't even completely out of middle school. I was in the 8th grade. And then I started getting these letters that come to my house on Pelham. The letters was from the Illuminati. These letters was 4-page letters, front and back letters. The writing on it was black. On the back of the letter, all the writing was black, and then on the back of the letter, like it'll be front and back page. Both is front and back. The back page had red writing all down it, and this is where it'll say, "You would be surprised who watching you." People like Oprah, Bill Cosby, all these people, and I would be looking up in the sky like, how they watching me like that? How's they watching me? And every time, like, I was getting these letters, reading them front and back page. When I had my son at 18 years old, when I was pregnant with him, I used to sit on my porch and I was hearing a baby crying. I swear to gosh, my baby was in my stomach. I always thought I had an alien. Because I'm like, why am I hearing my baby crying? And I'm looking up in the sky and everything, looking. Because my neighbors never had babies. Like, I was living next door to like children, like I still know the neighbors that I live next door to, but we like the same age. Like, they couldn't have been babies where I'm hearing a baby crying when I'm pregnant. And I used to hear babies crying. Like, what the hell? I'm hearing a baby crying. So I thought I was an alien for real when I was young, and I'm just looking up at the sky, all types of shit. Okay, fast forward. These letters just kept following me. Illuminati, every fucking time. And what was so odd is from them shits was coming since I was 14. Nobody else ever got the mail. Like, my mom, like, no, it was so weird. Like, why didn't anybody else get the mail and be like, Shauna, what is this? Shauna, what the fuck is that? No one did that. They never did it. And I always was able to get my mail at 14 and those Illuminati letters, and I'm reading them. Then once I started turning a certain age, like, I think I was 8. I know I was like 18. Then they started sending me like little handbooks, like how to read palm reading, and how to know about herbs and herb healing. And I guess that book was supposed to teach me about witchcraft or something, because it was called The Little Imps. And when I looked up what an imp is, imps are like children demons or some shit. That's what was on the thing. And I remember, like, I had the book. I was going to, like, do the stuff. It was teaching me like how to read my hand, all this shit. And I wound up moving out of my mother house into my first boyfriend, with my first boyfriend, like, in his apartment and shit. And I remember that book was on top of the refrigerator, and he told me that shit just slid off by itself, like weird shit. So I got rid of the book. Like, and it's so crazy. Like, I wish I would have fucking gotten to the book. Now I do. But when I got out Turner Station, when I got out there, that was like my first place by myself. Moved out there, and I was still getting the letters from the Illuminati. And this is when I started before I even left the projects, I was still like getting the Illuminati letters, but I started seeing spaceships in the sky. So I would just sit outside and spend time looking at the sky. The spaceships would come. I had thugs up there looking at. They was telling. This is how I knew, like, a lot of black people that be thugs they not dumb. Like, a lot of black people that lived in the projects wasn't dumb. They knew about a lot of this shit. And this is where I would talk to people, like, everybody, and they knew about what was going on. And everybody was just looking up in the sky. Everybody was looking up in the sky before I left, looking at they knew they were spaceships. They knew we was getting visited. Then I moved out Turner Station. When I got out there is when I met this little psychic lady. But I'm connected to the sky. I'm buying cards, trying to just understand the things that I've been going through, that, like, the spirituality part. And I feel like I could have been growing in spirituality then, but I reached out to this one black lady. Now, mind you, I'm living next door to somebody that could have been a witch. I feel like she a witch. She's connected to Masons. I don't know if she is a Mason, but I know she connected to them. And she always had this type of reserve type of energy that seemed mystical, magical type of energy. Like, I don't know. So for me to find out currently that she's connected to that, I feel like she already was that. So these people, come into my house. I'm telling the psychic lady about the letters and the books that, like, I got invited out to a summit and everything in Canada to be with these people, and they told me I could bring like my kids, my mom, my dad, like no cousins, no aunts, uncles, nothing like that to this thing. This is like your family could get into it, but I never did it. Like, they was teaching me how to learn pattern recognition then. Okay, all the things that they was trying to teach me is like this shit I already knew or something. Cause the things that they would teach you would be like, a workload. You would have a workload. You pick up one um task, carry it out. Like, it's showing you how to complete large workloads of things over time. Like, but the thing is, this stuff I kind of knew just by writing music and memorizing my music and writing over words and all of this thing. I started coming up with my own way, my own system. So I like now that I know that this is what they was like, now that I'm reflecting back on like those times, like that, the time with the book and what they were trying to show me with the book, and then just my own personal studies on my own, like my own systems is how their systems are, but I didn't learn that shit from them. I knew it already. So the things that they were trying to show me with the plants and stuff like that, I might not know the plants, but I already got the system inside of me. So I didn't sway away from like not joining the Illuminati. I didn't be like, okay, I don't want to join them. Well, actually, I said I know that I'm not a person that follows shit. Like, I'm not a follower, and I don't. If I am in something, I find myself kind of like doing my own thing, because I just don't like doing I don't know. It just be shit that I don't agree with. I'm like a rebel type person. I got my own perception, my own point of view. And if I'm in your shit and I see it ain't working right, regardless of your million followers, I'm not going to do it. And you're going to be mad at me and wanting to kill me. So I was like, I don't know about joining no Illuminati. I don't know about joining a group like this that is dedicated to I do my own shit. So although I'm getting these books, I'm getting this stuff for me to learn and read, I never made a promise, or I never made an agreement with anybody to join anything. And so once I went to the psychic lady, I started seeing the psychic out. That's why I'm like, seeing psychics, going to read, getting tarot readings and having people all up in your energy that know other shit, the wrong thing. I cut that shit off years ago. If anybody tampering in my energy, best believe they in there unauthorized. And there are things set up in my energy that if you come into that unauthorized, that you will be held at the highest penalty. Because when I stop offering information to you, and you going out your way and you tampering into private spaces to find out information that I withhold from the public, oh yeah, baby, them eyelids gonna be curled the fuck up, stuck to the fucking top of your eyebrows fucking with me. I don't play that. And when I learned how vicious people are, how jealous, vindictive, and destiny swapping people are, I'm noticing, like, the same talents that some of these people display on YouTube or in all of these different places, they be giving these thorough ass collective readings. But when it's time to give me mine, that shit picked over and all, like, it just wasn't hitting the same. I'm like, oh yeah. And then shit just never fly through for me. I don't never see what's going on with them, but I just know my shit never fall through. So I'm like, oh yeah, these bitches is definitely destiny swapping. It just don't take much for you to see that when you go to somebody. Because before, I used to go to gypsies. Like, I don't even know why even that shit was even interested in me. That's why I'm like, this kind of stuff must be in our bloodline. I used to go to the little ones at the mall and shit, and they will always, see you and then manipulate you and shit. Have you crying when you get in there, telling you somebody gonna be sick for the rest of their life, and you gotta pay them all this money so they can go get a candle and burn it in the church, and all of their saints gonna come to the church and pray. Man, that shit that's why I was like, that's how I knew how to align myself with the proper resources, because at the end of the day, those motherfuckers, number one, They don't really like us. They're not here to benefit us. Why am I getting readings from people that don't even align with my culture, or try to scare me and tell me that me doing my own tarot readings was going to curse myself. Like, these gypsies will curse you in a heartbeat. So once I learned that young, then I had to learn about black people and how black people jealous. Because I'm like, yeah, I'm going to my black people. I was just feel like black is home. But I'm telling you, you got coons in black people. You got degenerates in black people. You got hateful, jealous, miserable hags with black people. You got people that are bourgeoisie that don't want other black people to come up. It's so many decrepit assholes of black people that need to be weaved out of the black collective, the black chosen collective, the black uplifting collective, the healing collective. That it's like, okay, we got to start just pointing our fingers right now, because ran to my people thinking that they was going to embrace me in spirituality, show me the ropes. I've always looked for a senior, for somebody to show me things that's right, not right and wrong. This is why I always just went hard with learning things on my own. Like, and I feel like the Most High know my heart and allowed me to do that, because one time I was in what is it, demolism, the Alice. I don't know. I know it's some white people shit. And I walked up in there and all these white people looking at me like I'm crazy. But because I'm trying to learn spirituality, what's right, what's wrong, what the fuck, I'm just in there. And then this guy that was in Hollywood, his ass was psycho as fuck. He wound up telling me that this is Aleister Crowley thing, and theism or some shit, and Kabbalah and all this. And I'm like, oh, okay. Well, I guess that wasn't for me. So, but I learned some things, and is because of the fact I don't abuse the things that I learn, because of the fact I don't apply the things that I learn onto people for my own power, my own gain, and I take the wisdom as such of a learning tool, and I use it to better myself, is the reason why the Most High honors me and allows me to tap into so many different areas that might not even be for me. It could be very beneath me, but allows me to be in these areas, to have these experiences so that I can tell other people. He knows that I'm good with words. I can describe, I can explain. He knows how words are with me, and I can allow people to feel the experience without having to get out there and get their hands dirty themselves. So yeah, I've been in a lot of different things that out of seeking knowledge to better myself and to be in alignment with the Most High. None of these things was ever to make me more powerful or be vindictful against people. Like, and I'm gonna tell you one thing, like, if I was a miserable person that, held grudges and things like that, I cannot like somebody and just not like them. I don't, the fact that when a person probes themselves in my face and shit, yeah, that's irritating. But if I don't like you, I don't care about, I'm not miserable. I'm not spiteful or vindictive or grudge holding. Like, it's so many things my mom did to me. I forgive her about that shit, because at the end of the day, I'm not her God. I don't hold jurisdiction over her life, over her afterlife. I don't hold that. So for me to continue to have a good relationship with my mom, moving forward, and sometimes we might have disagreement or whatever, but it's not my place to hold a grudge and be like, oh, she did this forever. Like, I moved on. Like, I'm grown. I'm moving on. I'm trying to better my life so much. But then again, you got these hateful, evil people that keep grudges, miserable. They probably have lied about things. They've probably gotten to things for their own beneficial gain. See, the opposite of the things that I'm doing for my own clarity and to better my life is what people around me, they would use the very same tools for evil, which is why I'm always climbing and shooting for higher. But around these people, it never coming to fruition, because these are demonic beings using their power, their influence, their, whatever they have. Like, the president will use the news and the heart machine. Like, they will use big, grandiose ways to make me small. They will use these ways to try to discredit me in the things that I'm saying. And the only thing that really transpires to the collective that I am telling the truth is time. But my thing is this: in the amount of time that it takes for a person or the collective to register the truth, you could fix yourself. You could just do a little bit of research and get the truth without even having to wait for time to transpire. You know what I'm saying? And this is the problem. So then you guys want, in turn, the very same person that you know, didn't believe in, that you was just, what you call it, speculating, that you was on a hate train for, to turn around and forgive you. And that person won't. Like, I will not forgive anybody that was on a hate train for me. I'm going to tell you that now. Because no one understands how fucked up this is. No one understands how fucked up this is. People only speculate, and they can only say what the reaction of the cause is. So, for instance, oh, this girl gets up on live every day. And then to the people that's actually out there putting the bad shit on me, oh, she talk about us every day. She doing this, she talk about this. If you notice, before I started to be harassed chronically, they wasn't a figment of my imagination. I was using my mind to do other things. But people that already hating on the fact that I'm doing something different, that I'm putting myself out there, they will believe, because they want to believe. It's like you want to have something to hate on me for anyway. So you will fucking believe the fact that, oh yeah, she out there, she crazy, or whatever it is. And then there will be almost like a big, like a still moment where people just around you watching. You can feel the energy of people there watching, but you just don't. It's like, how did the shift happen? It's because you got demons going around, spreading rumors that are so big and grandiose, and they're using their demonic resource plugs, like hence, aka President Trump would use the media, the news, like he would use the heart machine. So to some people that don't understand how the heart machine works, damn, we was just 80 degrees yesterday. Now it's snowing. Damn, I guess the weather funny. But to the person that is aware of these things, oh, they're using their heart machine. Now, if somebody has been watching me and they understand, they plugged in with me, then they will see me say weeks and weeks back, maybe even last month sometime, that we are in early spring. But let's say one of their friends, one of these political friends, were watching my live and like, oh, this girl gets millions of views. Let's go and make it snow and blizzard and whatever. You know what I'm saying? This is how and why they would do some shit like that. Or they are trying to. Here's another thing. They want people to not have resources. They don't want people to have cars. They want the 15-minute cities. If your city is a city that's flourishing and thriving and everybody got vehicles, then to have a hailstorm that would damage your vehicle would be the perfect thing to do. To damage your vehicle, to bust out all the windows, to bust out the roof, that would be the perfect thing to do, because that is how they use their tools. Oh, we need to, now you got upwards of 100,000 citizens with damaged cars because there's a hailstorm that they created. And now these people can come in with their 15-minute city construction because all of the traffic is out of, all these people are out of their cars. They don't have their cars anymore. They at least they're going to be a repair. So you know what I'm saying? So now these construction people can come, put the construction up, do the work, and now they're one step closer to the 15-minute cities in your city and state. They need the streets to be fucked up anyway. They need to put electronic wiring in the streets to correspond with the 15-minute cities that they want. They want this electronic shit. So to have a hailstorm in spring would make sense. Okay, so just because I'm saying, oh, I talk about this, I said early spring, blase, blase, blah, does not mean I'm the only thing popping that they want to stop. It's a lot of things out here that they want to stop. You got to look at the way the world is moving and how the shit is, what they want to do, what they're trying to stop. They don't want, everything is just so weird right now. I swear to gosh, this is the weirdest time for me. It's the weirdest time for me. Like, to have to go through every day without having my son and having to deal with all this weird shit to put me in shock is, I'm in shock and grieving every day. I'm in awe. I feel like like I'm almost feeling like I'm just born here. Something. It's like a shocked. I can't. It's like like you just. I don't know. It's a feeling that I experience every day. It's so weird. Like it's so weird. It's so weird. So I know that the plans that they want to happen are getting closer. And the families that they are attacking now have key elements to see. I really don't think that this world is big as what they telling us. I really don't. I really don't. And I feel like people are more, like, we're more visible and we stand out more than what we think, even though they give us a projection of ants. Yes, to a giant, to someone looking through the sky. But for things to be happening on such a personal wave like this, when also things are closing down on a grand scale, makes me feel it makes me feel way too famous. It's like I'm way too known about. How is that? How am I a part of this? The new world order. How am I a part of this shit? Why am I a part of this? Why does it seem like my whole family groomed me in a sort of sense, and also did not want me to have my own family and thrive? They didn't want me to be stable. They don't want me to have a motherfucking job. Like, the way these people, like, I already know they've been calling my phone with these 1-800 numbers that, like, a couple of them will call while I'm on here, and I think that they'll call to see if I, like, how are they getting rejected so quick. They sending me, like, emails with job applications I was wondering how is it I'm getting job applications I never filled out for. Then I'm thinking, like, what if I even went to that job? Like, this shit is a plot, is a plan, is a setup. All of this shit. And it makes me feel like the world is not as big as what they are saying, yo. Like, this world is like a fucking test subject. Like, I'm a test subject. This world is an experiment. And the things that we have here to control this shit, yo, is distractions. Is fucking distractions. My son passing away in a mystery like this is a key part to what's happening on the grander scheme of this world. My son's passing was not in vain. And collectively, I have people coming up against me. Like, if this wasn't what the fuck I thought it was, then I would have way more support when it comes to trying to find out what the fuck happened to my son. As many people would talk about, oh, that was my son. You saying all this. Where the fuck is your support trying to help me find out what the fuck happened to my son? Where the fuck is your outrage for the same outrage that I still continuously have? The shock. The same shock that I have when I'm just, just showing up in this world and having to continue to operate in this world. But there's no one around me that I know. Like, it's isolating. And now my son is gone, and I'm in shock and trauma and grieving, and nobody in my family is in the same energy. Like, nobody. And they could say, "Oh, you don't know what we going through. We having our own little personal issues." But I ultimately feel like that shit is self brought on. Like, I don't feel like it's grieving because my son passed away, because nobody was fucking with my son before he passed away. Nobody was like, "Hey, Sean, what you doing? Come over." Nobody was fucking with him. So the way that this shit all happens, and now when I'm up on my platform, bringing awareness to what happened to my son, blowing it up, people going behind my back, spread rumors on me, fucking up relationships, or collaborations that could happen. Y'all going out your way. Y'all going out your way. How is it that no one sees the collaborative efforts that these people take to go out their way to monitor me, to find out what I'm talking about? Like, they want to be current with the things and what I'm saying, to know what I have on, to know what I look like. They want to know everything current about me. Why would a person have to know anything current about what you look like, what you wearing, what you talking about, where you going at, all of these things, if they were not making lies on you, if they were not spreading lies that would be relevant to a current situation? I don't know what these motherfuckers look like, what they wearing, what they eating, where they went. I don't care. I don't ask. I don't look on that page. I don't monitor that shit. I don't care that they talking about me. I don't go and see what they talking about, because the things that I'm talking about is from a natural standpoint of my own truth. So to have that much people invested in the things that I'm talking about, in what I'm saying, how I look, all of these things lets me know that they need current information into my life in order to continue to lie. A person would not have to monitor you that much to know what you're doing and what you're saying, and then try to make you feel like you can't be your own person on your own platform. If they was not out here lying to the public, if they was not out here creating a story and shaping the minds of the people that they are lying to about you, they would not be so invested in what you're saying and what you're doing if they did not have an investment in the thing that you're talking about. If I was not, if I was talking about, balloons and this, like, yo, I'm talking about my son. These motherfuckers are invested. I'm talking about traffic that's happening around me. These motherfuckers are invested in making people feel like I'm crazy. If this was not all connected, then why the fuck is the harassment all around those topics? I was not being massively across all platforms stalked and harassed by a group, a coven, until I started talking about the traffic thing. Then when I started talking about my son, that's when the faces, the names behind these fake ass pages started popping out. That's when I start hearing rumors about me to discredit me as his mom speaking out about my son. Now, why would you want to discredit me from speaking out about my son? Wouldn't you want to know the truth too? If you didn't have anything to do with it, if you didn't have anything to do, whether it was witchcraft, it was a phone call you made, any connection to this shit, then you would be helping me to get my son. You would be helping me to push this. And the crazy thing is, now, see, somebody went on to my business page. I have Yahweh Rituals, right? Somebody they was scoping me out so hard that they found me through that page and started emailing me through my business email. And I'm talking to this person, and here I'm thinking this person was there to help me. This person was here to speculate for me and to collect information. She never came back with the information, talk about, oh, she going to try to help me with something in Pennsylvania. These people were taking information I was giving them, and yo, it's so crazy, yo. This is how I know. These people never was trying to help me. Y'all got something to do with my son passing the fuck away. And the thing about it, right? One of my lives, I'm up here talking. Dante, like, oh yeah, I'm talking to my son. I'm on the phone with him, and he's doing so good. Like, what would you be throwing that shit up in my face for? Like, you of all people, you definitely the jealous type, and never, for Sean to do good would have probably I mean, it's going against y'all narratives anyway, because y'all want to make it seem like y'all help everybody to the point where y'all did some big shit. The only thing they ever helped me with was babysitting and fucking the PPP loan. They never helped me where they was like, "Oh, let me help you move." I had mad businesses they could have helped support. Never was like, come, let me help you promote your business. Let me be a ticket taker or none of those things. But you helped me. You didn't help me do nothing. All you did was got in my business and you helped fuck my life up. You helped my son to die. You helped to make me homeless repeatedly, repeatedly, repeatedly. And then you blaming everything on us. No, I'm not blaming everything on you, but the things that do match up because y'all would never be considered in this shit. I was literally going after Buddy Love, which is still a part of this. Job Corps, the detectives and all of these things. I never thought my family was involved in this shit. I never thought that. But when you think about how many schemes and scams they do, like they don't never have a business that's standing up and always just there. Like how I could go to dumpsters.com every day. That business is here, is there. They don't have that. They got shit that, that's like is trendy businesses. The PPP loans was like a trend. That was a trendy business. Then you got to do something else. Then something else. So when I got into life insurance, that was for me to make sure that I can max the money that I make. I never made like a lot of money to sustain me and my kids. Every time I tried to make a lot of money, like any job or whatever, everything was always compromised. People talk about, oh, she ripping and running the street. She ain't working. She ain't like every time I just try to be consistent with making my money so that I could sustain my job. My family, everybody in it, had something to reason with either trying to break me away. I remember my mother, they used to be going on trips. Shawnee, you should quit your job. Always telling me to quit. Dante and Fonte, you working too much. You doing too. Like everybody, you could tell they never wanted me to have shit. Nothing. Then every time I would get all of my equipment for a business to run, thousands of dollars of shit, all of a sudden my homelessness started. My mother selling my shit to people. Like I don't even know who got my shit. Like that's the type of shit that I'm talking about. It's frustrating and invalid for me to not fuck with nobody, to not even like or hold grudges. That's valid as fuck. I swear to gosh, because that fucks a person's life up after they try to get somewhere. And all of these motherfuckers got partners, somebody with them. Like they would never be able to do none of this shit that I went through and take the shit that they did to me by themselves. They would never. I swear to gosh, they always need somebody. That's why they always congregating, collecting over the phone, calling groups of people, because they weak as fuck. They always need somebody. And that's why they always keep coming for me, taking my wealth down every fucking time and time again. Time and time fucking again. So yeah, my shit gets sold. I gotta be homeless again. Then you coming for my son. My son's mind. My son's stability. Breaking that dynamic up, it was hard for me to ever have shit. So when I started to go into life insurance, I'm like, I don't never want to be homeless again. I don't never want to sleep in my car with my dog and my daughter and everything we own again. I don't never want my son to have to go over here while we over here again. I want my family to be together. So I knew that in sales or life insurance, I could max out with as much money as I can make, as long as I can make sure that I can hit them sales. I did sell sudden medical alerts before, and though that motherfucker was a scammer and ripped me the fuck off, I was selling the shit out the medical alerts. And I'm telling you, that was the worst job ever, because you're selling to old people calling about health problems, their lights being cut off and all of this shit. And I was able to sell that shit. I quit the job because it was bad for integrity. And I'm like, yeah, I know I can sell. So when I got out the shelter, I tried to find a sales job, but all these insurance jobs was coming. The sales jobs was more of like, oh, you got to buy this course to get in. I don't got time for that. I'm just trying to make money. So I went through like this African company. The African company was mad as fuck because It was like, how do you recruit me and don't want to teach me shit? I'm asking y'all to teach me. Y'all not teaching me shit. I'm going to this person, that person. Then when I go to this person to ask for help, y'all acting like y'all telling on me. Like you going back and telling, oh, she came and asked me for help. Like, do you want me to win or not? Them Africans ain't want me to win. So I quit with them. And when I moved, I joined Lincoln Heritage with black people that I thought these people would support me. It was a great, I mean, I swear, like the company is great, the people around you great, but it was something shady. Like I felt something shady. The first thing was that neighbor, Miss Charmaine, which is also, she know Fontaine and Dante. They came to my house. They all stayed at my house. She was my neighbor. And then this insurance policy come up where when I, in 2023, why is this man calling me from 2015 trying to reinstate an insurance policy? Who's the common denominators about that? Miss Charmaine, Fonte, Dante. That's the people. Like Fonte and Dante had Sean in Texas when I was in the shelter that last time. So they knew when he was getting out. They had his social security money. They sent him back to Baltimore and kept his check. They kept that. That's all this shit is about. Money, 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 money. That's all it's about. He came back. We fought Social Security to get his shit back. We got his check back. And now we starting to live good. Now, even though, we recalibrating from all the homelessness, all the thing that we went through. Once we moved into this house, we were stable. My son had a room. I had a room. My daughter had a room. We got a basement, front yard. We can be stable and multiply. To these monitoring spirits that was always watching us, especially bitch ass Dante, that the people that's lying to everybody, they don't want my son to do good. They don't want me to do good. They don't want that, whatever the lies and projection that they have to all these people. When people see it now, I'm posting, I'm making videos, I'm making skits. We happy. We got a house. We ain't getting evicted. All of these things is going against their narrative. Now they got to bring, and this is happening from across the state. Like, this is how fucking fucked up these people is. Like, first of all, his cousin and his sister was looking for me. I'm like, why are they even looking for me? Because you got a whole nother kid out here that's he was going to foster care or something. I don't know, but the mother was looking for him, and they was following, and they was looking for me on Instagram. And I'm like, why didn't they go to my mother or somebody else in the family? Why is they coming to me and telling me? I don't talk to Fonte and Dante. So I told my mother, like, his cousins or whatever is saying that his son, his other baby mother is trying to get in contact with him because he going to foster care or something like that. So I don't know. I seen this little boy one time in the beginning when he was supposed to have got this girl pregnant, and he had autism or something. After that, Dante didn't give a fuck. I don't know what the fuck was happening. That's why I'm like, yo, you got way more shit to be worried about than coming up here harassing me every day. But the fact that y'all probably got monetary gain off of my life is the reason why now is the shit hitting the fan. Cause I don't know why you gotta be so invested. But all I know, my son don't normally die. Like, and I'm saying it that way because we've been through mad shit. It takes for somebody to scheme against us for some shit like that to happen. Trust or believe that shit. And it's like, I'm not my motherfucking business. I'm raising my son. The whole time these monitor motherfuckers is watching me. Like, and then I forgot because when I was at the apartments, he came on my page. Oh yeah, I just cast a spell on you and all this. This was April during the eclipse. I cast a spell on you and because you stayed with your mother. For some reason, they want us to move out of Baltimore so fucking bad. I don't know why. But this is the first spell you cast on me, and I forgot all about that shit. So, I'm living my life. Then we moved to the house and all this shit. We just living our life posting. The whole time, these motherfuckers is probably conspiring against getting my son murdered. Like, they probably conspiring with his family and this pill situation. Because every time they was trying to get this murder to happen, my son was on pills. The same people that come around Anthony, the one that's told me my son died the first time when he got on e-pills when I gave him the $400, and then somehow Fonte know about that, and Jade was on the phone with Anthony. Very weird. Very weird. How do you know about that, Fonte? How do you know? But y'all all talk about because I acted like I didn't care. No, I acted like I knew my son was on e-pills and I wasn't going to bust my ass running up to the fucking hospital to kiss his ass because that morning I gave him $400 in order for him to get his shit together and do something because y'all keep coming on my back. Oh, you ain't giving your son his money. And yeah, that shit get to me sometimes. So I gave him the money and look what the fuck he did. Same shit. Y'all wanted him to do that shit so he can die. Y'all was setting this shit up before. Now the same shit happened. Y'all got the healthcare people in it. You got his healthcare. You mentioned something about you just throwing away his files or whatever from Texas, and he had a concussion back then and all of the. You just told me that when mommy gave me the phone and said, "Here, phone, take telephone." I mean, she found out that Sean died. I wouldn't have never told y'all, but y'all already knew. All of y'all. This is why. Everybody wanted y'all to know. Like, call your sister. It don't matter. No, like what the fuck I'm not talking to her. When I don't fuck with you, that mean I don't fuck with you. I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to call you. I don't care what's happening. Like you the last person, somebody else going to have to do it. That's how I rock. Like that's just it. Unless I get an apology and I see some changes in this over time, I'm not like I'm gonna always be this way. I'm gonna stay the motherfucking same. I don't fuck with you. You done enough to me. I don't fucking like your ass. You evil, you weird, all of that shit. And now the fact that my son gone, I feel like it would have left a bad taste in Dante, specifically his mouth, for him to be doing good. He come back as a chef, a culinary artist, or my son wanted to also do engineering or electronics or whatever, be an electrician. That shit would have made them, this bitch nigga that's not doing nothing, that's sitting up there creating chat GPT businesses and shit, for my son to have the credentials and come back and actually be a man and to, be a good son to me and a good brother. I feel like the jealousy in these motherfuckers is that fucking deep and corroded that they literally, they orchestrated this shit. They orchestrated this shit because they want me to be miserable. They want me to be in this energy all the time. They want to forever talk about me. Like, I would never think from them moving out of, even from like once my son came back, we got out of homelessness. Like all of the content that I was making on my page was not about them. I would have never ever thought that now in 2026 that I would be doing this. You would have never, like, from me being in a shelter, right? And just getting out the shelter, even in an apartment, I could have never told you I would be doing this. Like, if I could have told you what I'd be doing, maybe living in Florida, it was never this, never talking about them for hours of time and having to defend myself and explain what happened to my son and get people to see that this is a cover-up and produce evidence. Like, this is nothing that I asked for. I thought that I would be, my son would be here. I would be able to meet, see him have a girlfriend, a family. I'm having grandkids, shit like that, build into my family. Like, this is I swear, this is somebody else's manifestation for me. It's somebody else's, and is coming from the generous fucking family. I swear, I wish I never was born with them. I wish I never knew none of these motherfuckers. I don't know, I've never had a good time in my life where I could just say it was peaceful. Like, my life has always been chaotic. I've always had to defend myself. I've worked since I was in the 8th motherfucking grade. From the 8th grade working, and then you taking money from my check to pay bills and pay for them, Forte and all them and shit, buying them shit. They getting all the shit. I come home, even with the little shit that I got, you letting them fuck my shit up. So yeah, I would have had Barbies, toys, all of that shit. I was playing with that shit in high school. But according to them, I was doing this and that. Y'all took everything I had away that made me sane. I was a creative person. So yeah, playing with Barbies in the 9th grade, I would come home and that was my way of expressing myself. Y'all hateful bitches fucked everything up. No one said, oh, let me replace it for Big Sister. No one gave a fuck about me. No one did. Everything that I got into was because I was trying to find a creative outlet out of that whacked out ass family. Whack the fuck out. Every time I tried to bring something to somebody's attention to be addressed, that shit got swept under the fucking rug. I was told I'm gonna be jealous of people in my family because they shaped this way. Man, fuck them, fuck everybody. None of that shit ever mattered to me. Look who's jealous of who at the end of the day. Look who's trying to sabotage. Like, y'all doing shit that's on movies. I don't, like, half this shit is something that I would not even fucking imagine in my life. But when you got a psycho ass bitch that turned your story into hers, move her and her whole family across the fucking world, that is like a movie type shit right there. So just don't stop at the other things that they will go and do. The people that they would meet, the things that they would stop at. This shit is fucking real. And the truth is definitely stranger than fiction. So with that being said, I really, this is the reason why I started the petition. The first petition I have is for my son. It's for people to sign it. Forgive me, y'all. I got that jojoba shit around my mouth. It's for y'all to sign that petition. But because certain things, like if I put the petition on my page, it was being flagged as a government page, and it restricted certain things. It restricted views, or for me from sharing it to my story, because they could go up to my story and TikTok will remove it. Like, I've never seen the most corrupt shit ever. This is exactly why I'm taking my time to explain just how deeply corrupt these systems are. And this is the reason why they were able to thrive on these systems, because they have nothing put in place for the user. Unlike Grubhub, which I love. Grubhub is not one of these platforms that will fuck with you, because Grubhub would have been let me get at y'all and clapped at y'all too and took y'all off the system. I love Grubhub. I've been with Grubhub since 2017. Now these YouTube been around since Grubhub. And YouTube is the biggest backstabber ever. Google has been around since, conspiracy videos. Google and YouTube, they all under the same guise, which is why the reporting, when you try to report this shit, with Google lenses and all of this shit, you can't tell me, bitch, y'all don't know about mass gang stalking and all this shit on your platforms. But it's a part of the New World Order. See, y'all the ones that censor all the real information when you go to Google shit. Y'all don't give us anything past 2021. So it makes sense as to why Google and YouTube would play into some shit like that, because you want to censor the truth in the first fucking place. You the one that's helping YouTube go around Google and put Wikipedia on shit when we talk about reptilians and New World Order. You want to put Wikipedia labels on that shit. So you want to discredit real life shit too. So it makes sense as to why people like these scums of the earth can get around on these types of platforms. That's exactly why. It has nothing to do with their validity or anything. It's just the fact that they're playing into the game of the New World Order. And this is why I keep bringing it up and down for you. I want you guys to see that regardless of how big and grandiose the plans are for the New World Order, they always trickle down to the chosen ones too. Because like I said, I feel the world is very small. I don't feel like it is as big as that is they're telling us, which is the reason why that networks like these are able to be built around people and it's kept quiet. How could this happen? How could this happen? The networks are built around this. So it's time for the exposure. And this is why the platforms are like, oh, this is false information. They don't want that exposure because everyone's a part of this shit. So now it's time for the great separation. And I don't care if I have to use the tools of the people that's trying to suppress us against them, because that's what I'm doing right now. I'm talking about the shit that they're allowing on their platforms and that they're also aiding these criminals to do on their platform. And that's the thing. It's almost like freedom of speech over here until there's freedom of speech. But there's always ways to manipulate the views on that. But this is exactly why I'm continuously showing up. I don't care if I get on my own nerves talking about this shit. I'm going to show up until it's like the same way they show up to harass me every day is the same motherfucking way, because I've paved my way to be here. The Most High has a plan for me, and y'all keep trying to sabotage that shit, and it's not going to happen. And not only that, the thing with my son, y'all motherfuckers took my son away from me, and you don't think that I'm not going to show up every motherfucking day until justice is served? I have new information that I'm going to uncover. I just got new documents yesterday, but this shit is very exhausting to defend myself against organized criminals that are harassing me every day, as well as have to defend a cover up that's happening with my son. I'm very, very mentally fucking drained. And this is why I keep on saying I would like to have support, but at the end of the day, there's so many fucking haters around me. It's like, fuck the support. Just keep showing up. God gonna push me through this shit, because I know what's happening. Okay, so the petition that I have for my son right now is at a brick wall. I feel like I have exhausted a lot of different avenues online, but I know I haven't tried them all. I am trying to allow these people to see that have supported this petition from across the United States that I am being harassed on social media, and this is tied to directly my son's mysterious death. Once I can get the 600 and something people aware that this is happening, then new layers will happen. Because I don't know, lawyers could be watching, officers could be watching, judges. Who knows who could have signed the petition? Who knows? You know what I'm saying? But good and bad. But at the end of the day, the awareness, once that awareness is out there, there's no way to deny it. Okay? There's no way to deny it. And then it's more believable for the people to see what's happening to me. I feel like I'm doing a great job at, allowing people to see it through articulating myself and showing you guys exactly how this looks. You saw on my live that I did this morning, it was unorganically cut off. I didn't press end. It just ended because I was downtown, and one of these direct energy waves that they use, or direct energy weapons, is to manipulate and crash your devices. So we saw my driver's window, which is working perfectly now. It was struggling to go up, because they was fucking with my windows. You hear that, right? That bitch was not going up. I rolled my window down to show them the tractor trailer that was right there, and my driver window would not go up. So they manipulated my window, and then they crashed my Wi-Fi or internet connection or whatever. So once I was talking, it just cut off in the middle. And this is what happens. And I noticed that. So I could be talking when I'm downtown. You can see my lips moving. Nothing's coming out on YouTube because they have interfered with my connection. Then we saw when I got on the highway, they know the direct path from my house to the highway. And I know this because the bread company manager asked me what direction do I come from so that he can understand how the cutoff happened. The guy that got suspended for 3 days from Schmidt's Bread Company. Yeah, you got to go watch that video. But he told me, he was telling me, asking me what direction I was coming through. So I'm like, okay, you know what? These people, I know, because when I leave out my house, as soon as I leave out, they come out the same time. They get in their car at the same time. I go to pull off. They pulling off the same time. They're monitoring me. They know when I get on the highway to go through the tunnel. So to have these large tractor trailers out there waiting for me to come out, okay, now's the time to get over. To have these Hispanics with the whatever devices they got, with these big ass pickup trucks with the big fucking gates on the side and poles sticking out the back and shit, to have them out here, driving me close to the line, creating a narrow space in my lane. Like, y'all, and then when I look in the window, they all got a smirk on their face. Like, Like they know what they doing. So it's like, okay, and then you seen the lane I was in. I'm in this one lane. The shit is not moving. I showed y'all I get in this next lane. Now the lane that I was just in is moving and now it's not. So it's letting you see that in real time from the time I leave out my house to the time I come back in my house. And while I'm inside of my house, I'm being monitored 24/7. I bought the device. And then the crazy thing is, I asked this stupid dude to come ask me, help me. He act like if he wasn't, it was just some shit with that. Like, nope, I'll find somebody else to come and help me. I don't even trust him no more. I feel like he probably was compromised too, because he would have been came to my house. He had his mom bring him to my house the last time he did repairs, and I'm just asking him like, can you come screw the light bulb or put the placement back up? He like, can you come pick me up now? Like, no one's coming out at 11:47 at night. Like, no, you're not staying the night at my house. So I don't know what the fuck he thought it was. Hold up. So now I'm gonna have to get some new people. But when I got in this car, um, the the thing went off as I'm being tracked. So what I'm gonna have to do is just hire somebody that knows what they're doing to detect, use the tracker and detect it for me. Or I don't know. That's the shit I just gotta do. It's fucking stupid and weird. But yeah, it's just a lot of tracking, a lot of that way I'll have proof. So it's about receipts. That's why I will not hesitate to bring up a receipt. My brain is sometimes a pictorial brain. Just like I showed y'all a conversation that was just, or something I just heard, brought a idea up from 2016 that I still had receipts from. I remember this shit. I took the picture, I found it, I shared it. When you see that a person can produce receipts and can recall things and can always make shit connect where it's facts and truth, then stop fucking second guessing me. Like, that's all I'm saying. Ask questions more. The fact that people don't ask questions keeps them ignorant, and it always allows me to see who the ignorant people are. And some people are comfortable with being ignorant. And this is the reason why if Sean Lee Fortune was your son, they will be able to say, oh, he OD'd, and you will probably be just grieving him without asking what happened to my son. See, when that rumor going around talk about I was possessed, when I see my son, and I'm just wondering, like, what the fuck? Yo, I'm zapping the fuck out. I'm zapping the fuck out. That's my son. Like, what the fuck do you mean? I don't know what. That's why I'm like, yo, this shit is not normal. I know, like, if I've been I've observed, let's say this, I've observed family units, other family units that, like, healthy family units, and I see how healthy family move behind each other, right? We've never had that loyalty, like, never. It's been time, like, I've moved for my family like that, but it never reciprocated. Like, we never had that loyalty to where somebody did something to us and we jumped them or something. Like, never. People too bitch for that shit. Or you a troublemaker, Shauna. You always, like, I was always the troublemaker, right? This is why I was beat the most. Like, beat the fuck, stomp. Like, she told me, I didn't want you to know how to fight. I was a natural fighter. Like, I was a natural warrior. As a kid, I used to have to fight my male cousins. I was fighting boys, like, at school. When I got jumped by the girl Tisha and her friend who used to live her cousin at Radicke Apartments, I'm out there brawling. Like, I'm picking them up, throwing them bitches. Like, my mother's standing at the top of the apartments looking. Shauna, come on. Hold up. I'm fighting two bitches. She with the amount of times my mother stomped the fuck out of me, stomped me, beat me, locked me in my room. Like, they all fucking wanted me to be weak. That's why I said, like, it just, I don't be knowing my strength until I'm pressed to a point. All that shit that I had when I was a kid comes back. Like, I remember who the fuck I am. But the fact that they beat me down so much, it lowered my self-confidence and it took away my ability. That's why I was like, damn, when I got 30 and I was like 35 taking my daughter to boxing because she almost got jumped. And I don't want that to happen to, like, we don't, that's not the lifestyle we want to live. You feel me? I'm just showing her how to defend myself. And then these guys had me up in there boxing and I'm learning, like, I'm like, damn, yo, I wish I would have did this shit when I was a teenager or a young, like in my 20s. I didn't know I was this athletic. I didn't know a lot about myself. I would have been a boxer, yo. I would have been straight. Somebody would, they would have known. They would have had to come to me different. Like, especially physically, like you would have had to come to me whole differently. A lot of the times that people played with me in my life, like it just wouldn't have never been it, never. And I would have been confident to know that, but I didn't. Like, the confidence was literally beat, stomped, locked, deprived out of me. Like, I was fucking fucked up, like fucked up to the point where I was running away from home. Fontaine never had that shit. That bitch ain't never run no fuck away. That bitch was home all the time. They ain't never, nobody was running away but me. I was jumping out of windows, running away, running the fuck away from that hellhole, for real. All the way away, like a lot of times running away. And sometimes they'll look for me. Sometimes I was being brought back. Like, people was telling me, you need to go back for you wind up dead. Shit like that. Running away from abuse, man. That shit just never left. And now these same people just harassing me. Like, I don't want no, do you understand why I don't like them? Like, I don't care about them. Like, I don't want to deal with them. I don't want to know them. I just want to move forward with my life. I feel like they fucked up a large part of my life. The things that I could have did in my life, the businesses, the success, even the collaborative efforts that we could have did together because of jealousy and degenerate ass bitches like Dante who don't want to see families thrive, sisters thrive, because he never had that. Don't. So it's like he planted that bug. I don't know who the fucking weirdest out of them is. Planted that bug in her head, and it's just been everything breaking up, fucked up, arguing, death after fuck up and lies and all this shit. And I'm just sick of it. Like, when I told my son last year the family wasn't fucking with you, so don't fuck with them on his birthday. Like, nobody called my son to say happy birthday. Nobody did. I walked my ass up the Giants, got him a nice, FaceTime in London. Like, what kind of cake should we get him? We got an Oreo cake. I cooked. We sat at that table and celebrated his birthday. And I'm like, Sean, you need to pour into yourself. Like, stop every time you get an opportunity looking outward. Stop talking to these people. I'm telling you, you're going to be like your cousin and your aunt, which is fucking pill popping. He beating on her, all types of shit. And she bold enough to call my phone. What you say to him? Getting smart with me. And I'm just in shock that either he gave her the phone and you let them hear what I'm saying in my own house. And then she got the nerve to call me, talk about, oh, my son get a check. He ain't gonna be like your son. The whole point is, my son was never meant to be laying around on the floor, doing nothing with his life, popping pills, being nothing, drinking, the shit that y'all try to put on my son. The shit that y'all, in the 1 month that in January that y'all nude him, y'all put all this shit on him. Try to zombify my son. Y'all motherfuckers, I see y'all for the first time. Teeth is up in your gums. Like, you have no fucking teeth. None of y'all. Near one of y'all. And you mean to tell me by me trying to save my son and telling him I don't want him to be nothing like y'all, I'm wrong for that? Like, everybody was trying to fuck my son up. From the uncle that came around, act like, oh yeah, we gonna preserve, telling me I'ma preserve you for my brother. When I seen y'all weird motherfuckers and how y'all got down, y'all don't even season y'all food. You think I wanna be around that? Y'all had my son bugged out. You told my son I didn't want him. All of y'all was always trying to come for my son. And it's weird because it's like, yo, I'm just meeting the uncle. I'm thinking somebody got to be cool. Somebody got to be rational, good in the family. Like, we just need help because my son literally just got jumped by niggas. We don't have niggas. Like, I don't have, like, all my uncles is one dead, one fucking uppity and don't give a fuck about shit. His cousins don't give a fuck. It's like, how the fuck, like, his cousins acted like, his one cousin called me getting mad at Sean saying, calling the grandfather Jerome out of his name when Jerome was molesting my son. You getting mad, and then he didn't show up at the funeral. But Jerome is the reason why, half the reason why my son was fucked up. Because when I was letting him go over there as a toddler, when I come to pick my son up, something is off. Something was fucking off. I knew he was getting molested. I took him to John Hopkins, took him to all these places. Wherever the molestations that they was doing, he knew how to do. He was kid specific. He knew the terms to use, all this shit. They was telling my son, they was giving him nice rice, all this shit. What was in the nice rice? The last time I went to go pick my son up, I told them I was on my way. Matter of fact, they called me and I was like, all right, I'm on my way. I get there, I'm waiting 20 minutes. Like, what is wrong? I go knock on the door. Jerome walking my son down the steps. They coming from upstairs. My son's eyes is like this, glassy as fuck, wetness on the front of his zipped up jeans. And I'm like, Sean, what happened? They must have he must have been threatening my son something, coaxing him not to say something. And that was the last time I was like, Sean, you ain't never got to go back over there. Never, 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 never. My son was always a family-oriented person. Like, you could do something to him and he will, like, if he get money and shit, he want to celebrate with people he loves, and the people he loves is hurting you. So he want to always go back over there. Like, I'm not understanding that. Leave them motherfuckers where they stay. Where the fuck they stay, yo? Like, nah. Then when you know, my son get jumped, Fonte and Dante is talking to Toki and Tyron, the uncle and the uncle girlfriend that took my son from me. Like, I'm getting Tyron to help me. I'm thinking he gonna help me, like, get some niggas and shit. We gonna go out there, you know, Sean gonna fight. You take my son, you tell my son I don't want him. Take my son to your house out Harford County. Then you're like, I'm coming to get my son. I gotta call the police and shit. Fonte and Dante knew about this shit. They talked to them. And these are the same people they talk about. Oh yeah, Tyron said. So all of these people, like I said, they all worked together. They all came against me for Sean's SSI check. This is all it was about. Once they found out my son had mental health and was getting a check, they did not give a fuck about Sean. If they did, any of the things that they did would have benefited my son to the point where I wouldn't have kept having to seek help for him. They only wanted to have him around, make it seem like they was doing shit. My son was suffering. He told me that, which is why he came back home. And I just felt like, for real, I should have probably just gave him more time to lay around. But at 21, like, after everything we've been through, I had more, like, I counted on more for my son. I expected more out of him than just to be this. Like, especially when you keep spinning a block on people that literally stabbed you in your back. This is the first thing that you have to learn. Stop telling them about what we doing. Stop calling them. When you get your money, invest in yourself. You got a room, you keep trying to say, I'm gonna set my room up, I'm gonna set my room. As soon as you get money, you going down my mother's house and spending Grubhub on Jade and the kids. Like, and then Jade like, oh, it's the kids. Well, you letting them. And y'all just don't be like, y'all never be like, no, we just was saying we ain't want you over here, so go home, Sean. Y'all will let him come and spend all his shit. And then it'll be the same thing. Oh, all right, go home. Then he come home sad and broke. Like, what the fuck? I kept telling him that. He didn't listen to me like that. The reason why, because every fucking time I'm telling my son something good for him, or regardless of my approach, my son's father wasn't around. So yeah, I have different approaches in how I relay messages. And y'all sit up there, oh, you don't know how to talk to your son. Your son talk to you. You talk to your son like he your girlfriend. You his girl. And discrediting every fucking thing. Like, nobody ever was like, your mom right. You know what? Like, she's the one that got to take care of you. And she do got your money. But you not missing out on nothing. Look at you. You eating, your kitchen is full. I mean, this the time I was engaged to the Jamaican, which he probably in the setup too, cause all this foreign shit. You know, we would throw parties, had food. My son ain't want for shit. They didn't want for shit. He just didn't have the money in his hand to keep going to the Wayward Bar in White Marsh, which was serving my underage son since he was 16, giving him drinks at the bar. But none of them white people in White Marsh want to talk about that. Later on, they waited till he was comfortable when he came back from Texas when we was in the shelter the last time. And he went back over there to that bar when he was in the shelter. I'm like, why are you going to drink? I never knew you was at the Wayward Bar. And then they gave him a charge. They told him to leave. He didn't leave. He sat outside the bar. He couldn't pay his tab. And the police gave him an assault charge. And this is what I was saying about the Baltimore County Police. When I look back at the papers that Job Corps sent me directly a year back in February 2024, my son had that assault charge in White Marsh. And then a year after that, my son dies mysteriously. But this bar up here in White Marsh is the same bar that was serving my son underage alcohol since 2016 when we was living over there in White Marsh. And I was wondering, like, how the fuck is you getting drinks? Like, we don't live around, like, we not in a city where you could just go and get liquor. Like, my son looked at older and they never carded him. So apparently they serve under minors there, or it could have been set up from his school, because Baltimore County school systems, the witches that was in the school would always motherfucking give my son passes on everything. Like, things that he need to be in trouble for, y'all giving him passes. The police, he just stole out the store. Y'all calling me and telling me come pick my son up. Y'all not holding him accountable. The Baltimore County Police and the Baltimore County teachers and the police, they literally groomed my son to think he could do whatever he wanted to do. That's why I'm like, this shit is systematic, and I can see how it worked. And because I was there for my son, they allow him to feel like he could do whatever he want versus beat him down and make him feel like he was powerless because he had a mom that was telling him the right shit. But then you got all these other people around that's gonna break up the motion that we got, the bond that I got with my son. Y'all can infiltrate that shit. So he kept running the Anthony house from there, kept running the Anthony's, Fontaine, Dante out, White Marsh, all this shit. All the same people around, yo. And then when Sean died, Anthony just act like he randomly found out on Facebook. Oh my God, he died. But you was with my son the week before, like the weekend that before he went to Job Corps, you was with him. And the crazy thing is, you wasn't with him for years before that. How is it every time he get money or something happen, you with him and pills is involved and ODs is involved? And then you act like you don't know anything. That shit creeped me out. And the fact that nobody else was like my sister, when he came around, like Jay, you was on the phone with him when he said he died, but you wasn't like, yo, why? Like, nobody was acting funny enough for me. So it made me have to like fall in place to accept the fact that, oh, Anthony's here. But it's like, yo, this is weird. Like, him to even act like the timing, and then the fact that everybody acting like they fighting for Sean on his behalf, but I don't see no results. Where's the results? Where's the feedback? Where's everybody who fighting and went to find this information and all this shit? Where's the feedback? Nobody ever said anything. It's the fact that y'all want me to think that y'all fighting for him and y'all doing all these things, but y'all motherfuckers is a part of this whole plot. That's the thing. I'm surrounded by a whole bunch of motherfucking snakes that never left me. And then the people that's speculating like, oh, I'm tired of this. I'm tired of this. Yo, y'all know what's going on. You probably even helped. I feel like you're a part of it too, but you just, I don't know, maybe the shit getting a little sloppy or something. Now you want me to think that you see it and all. Like, yo, all of y'all watching this shit happen is just as guilty as the people involved in this shit. I just feel like my world is small. It's me and my daughter and my cat and my dog. Like, that's all I got at this point. I don't trust, like, even like sometimes I love my nephews, but I feel like I don't know what the fuck they hearing. and what they could be saying around them. Like, cause they gossip and talk about shit so much, and the kids be right there. Like, I just feel like my nephews could be going back saying stuff. That's why I be like, London, don't even. And it's fucked up. Like, why should I have to restrict my daughter from talking to her cousins because they connected to Fonte and Dante? Like, all of this shit is just to monitor and get information in weird ways. Then, my clothing being missing, things being missing that I never got back, or nobody was like, oh, here, you left your shoes, your shirt, your this, your that. Nobody, the shit just wind up not being talked about no more. When I know I didn't had things from staying at people's house that I left over there. So and then my son was staying with them too. So all of this energetic witchcraft, voodoo, coven shit, ties of connections, networks, spying, monitoring. Like I said, it makes sense as to why people monitor me so much. There's people monitoring me now, has been monitoring me the whole time, that never said anything, never said, hey, how you doing? Good. Most people that come on platforms when people are talking regardless don't just come to listen. They come, hey, how you doing? And then they listen. So I know the etiquette, which is why y'all tried to train my brain to make me think that all of the harassment was literally normal, when I know it's not. Like, I've been around like long enough to know this shit is not normal. So just the fact that I'm educating myself and my platforms on what's happening is helping to create the picture. So once the picture is created, now I can move on to my next phase. Since they're working in phases, I'm a work in phases as well. Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead, start my day a little bit, and I will be back with more facts later in the afternoon. I have 2 petitions going. If you are a supporter, please sign, share, read, sign, share the petitions. One is for justice for Sean Lee Fortune. That petition is to put pressure on federal investigative industries, whether it is, them pushing for a federal investigation that is outside of Job Corps, because Eckerd Connects is directly connected to Job Corps. So it's almost like if you had your kid over here in my car, and me and my daughter was in the car, and my daughter bit your kid, and your kid came home with a bite mark, and you like, okay, I need this investigated, and me and my daughter is doing the investigation. That's what that is. Like, that is what they want me to accept, an in-house investigation with the same people that's covering shit up. So therefore, I have to get a separate investigation to overlook them, because they're clearly covering it up. And the way they have it, they're not claiming jurisdiction to Job Corps, which is crazy, because how could you sit up there and, make things up or and not have jurisdiction? Like, who's being held accountable for shit? So this is the reason why, I'm retrieving information they probably never thought I would be requesting. Then I have to go against the medical examiner, because this bitch Eve Mert, the executive administrative assistant, unprofessional as this bitch was, to come on to email using a profile picture with a Grim Reaper with a skeleton face and bunny ears, was also incomplete with the email thread. You told me that I could email you or call you to ask you any follow-up questions. I emailed you and asked you, under what code or regulation do you have to deny me of the information that I'm requesting? You said not a damn thing. So now I got to escalate that and let people know that you are just not giving me the information I'm requesting from the medical examiner's office because you said so, because you're the medical examiner, the executive administrative Eve Mert from the Pennsylvania or Allegheny medical examiner's office, that just feels like she can make executive decisions because that is the title in front of her name. Well, if you was making executive decisions, then you would have known not to bring your dumbass icon over to the email to email me with that with. So now I'm going to escalate that to someone else, because, and this is the shit that I wouldn't do normally. I'm tired, but the for me and the bitch in her is making me have to do this, because it's like, bitch, you're just saying, oh, I'm not going to show you the footage of your son or the pictures of your son's autopsy because I said so. So now we're going to apply some pressure in that avenue, as well as with these police officers, because I've heard not a damn thing from none of these police officers. They actually told me they were forwarding my request to the specific department. I've heard not a damn thing from these police officers, the ones that still has my son's cell phone. I have not a death certificate yet from the same people that told me once I paid the $400 that death certificate should be coming. It's been a motherfucking year. Okay? You're not about to tell me that they have not stacked these Lego ducks in a row to try to cover some shit up, manipulate, change shit around, all of these things. But see, I got all of this stuff in my hands. I'm collecting it, and this is why, even if something happens to me, the information is still released on public domains. It's still there. Everyone's name is named. I did not leave a stone not talked about. Everyone's name is named, from the healthcare professionals to the conspiracy people that I feel is involved around me in my neighborhood, to my family members, to Job Corps, to the medical examiner's office, even the motherfucking bitch Eve Mert, the executive administrative assistant, to Bob Gottschalk, Stephanie Ballard, Dr. Hellman, Job Corps staff. And the crazy thing is, these dumb motherfuckers were see, I copied and pasted some of what was on the redacted information, and when I put it on X, names came up. So I feel the new information, not the one that they just sent me, the one before this, it didn't work with that, but the one before that, it definitely did. So if I want to go and really do my due diligence and put these bitches' names out here, which the one before last, they started unredacted names, because these people are now trying to they're trying to put this shit on somebody. They are. So some of the names are unredacted on the evidence, which is funny. So it's probably like in-house beefs and shit, because these motherfuckers lied and they picked the wrong one. Like, you took Sean Lee Fortune, my son, away from me. Are you fucking kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me? I don't give a fuck what your idea of what my world looked like to you. You should have mind your motherfucking business. That was the best thing you should have did. Just mind your business and kept your 2 cents to yourself of what you thought was going on in my life. You didn't help me. You didn't offer no money. You didn't offer me a couch to lay on. So you should have mind your motherfucking business when it came to what was going on with me and my motherfucking children. Because I love my children, and now y'all bitches about to see that shit. Because I'm not stopping until the truth is understood, okay? Not heard, not known, but fucking understood. Under fucking stood. So with that being said, now I'm ready to go. And I may be back later. Yesterday I got tired. This shit is draining. I'm drained. I'm mentally drained. Like, I gotta literally continue to pour back into myself, because it's a million jobs. Like, everything that it took a team of professionals and citizens and family members and conspirers and monitoring spirits to do, I'm one motherfucker having to undo it, and also defend myself, and also explain to people, teach people. I have to do all of this shit and maintain my composure so that I can be a healthy mom to my daughter, and make sure that every marker that she has in her life is still being taken care of. It's still reward her for the things that she's doing, and still let her know that she's important. And I see her, despite my son, who's in fucking heaven somewhere, floating the fuck around, who I would like, y'all really, this is just so fucked up. I just feel like this. I don't have any remorse for what's to come on anybody. I don't give a fuck what it looks like to me. I'm going to understand what it happens, where it came from, why it happens, and I'm not going to give a fuck. I'm not going to give a fuck, because like I said, the best thing you could have did was mind your motherfucking business when it came to me and mine. Me and my 2 kids. But since you wanted to be so invested, any motherfucking thing that happened, and I don't give a fuck who it happens to. Trust and believe that. Because you came from my kid. I don't give a fuck who it happens to. I will not give a fuck. I do not, and I will not give a fuck. Okay? I will still wish you the best, but if you think I give a fuck about what's to happen, because I know justice will be served. I know that shit. These evil motherfuckers will not be able to reign no longer than now because I understand what happened. I know what's going on. See, all these times before, all these years before, y'all sabotaged me. Y'all had me homeless. Y'all had me in and out of homelessness. I was not able to maintain my content and be creative and tell my stories. Y'all could say whatever the fuck y'all wanted to say about me. And then people who just was comfortable with looking and just seeing, oh yeah, she is homeless, don't understand what the fuck is happening to me, was able to see that. They don't know the first thing about magic. They don't know the first thing about group gang stalking, manipulation, all of this shit. That's why this motherfucker over there that was smiling in my face every time he see me in public, smiling and waving and shit, but then want to say, oh, I understand rebranding yourself, but some people be delusional. Oh, rebranding and defending yourself, but some people be delusional. First, understand what the fuck I'm fighting. It's not like I just walk up to people and start shit. I'm, like you said, defending myself. People are literally going out their way to fuck my life up and to fuck up opportunities in my life and all of these things. They're going out of their motherfucking way to do this shit. Out of the way. Like, literally, if they poured more into their own life, they would be probably as successful as I was trying to be. But because they are spending hella time in introspection into my life, yo, your shit is gonna, you have no foundation. You can't have any substance that's gonna hold you for when that shit rock back on your ass. Because the whole time I've been building, and regardless if my shit is scattered, I can always go over here and pick up on a project, go over there, pick up on a project. I can go over here because I always continue to work on my shit. I'm always thinking about my life and how to make it better. I'm not thinking about a bitch hoe or a bitch nigga. Like, that's the thing. I'm thinking about my life. So at the end of the day, when y'all keep coming knocking me off my shit, I got all of these unfinished projects, but I can always jump back to the next one because this is what I started for myself. Versus you trying to knock me off. Yo, when the boulder comes back, you're not gonna have a foundation, bitch. All this shit you did to take me from mine, you never was building yours. Mine's is being built everywhere though. Yours is only in one place, and that place is coming from an empty, tormented childhood that you never healed. Have a good day.